Madam Deputy Speaker, and I'm reluctant to see this legislation come forward. And like many, indeed all of my colleagues over the last few days and most of the Easter period, I've been out on the doorsteps in my constituency, in Lisburn, in Moira, in Hillsborough, in Dromore, talking to people about politics in the local government elections and, of course, supporting our DUP candidates. But door after door after door, Madam Deputy Speaker, the message has been very clear. When are we getting Stormont back? When are we going to have a functioning Assembly and Executive? At the one level, I'm encouraged by this, because what it clearly demonstrates is that the people of Northern Ireland have taken ownership of the devolved institutions.
Yep.
Flawed though they may be, difficult though they are to operate, there is no doubt that the majority, a very strong majority of people in Northern Ireland recognise that governing Northern Ireland on the day-to-day issues, what we call the bread and butter issues, is best done by local politicians in the Assembly and Executive. And I know the Secretary of State and the Minister of State agree with that. That is not to say that when we had direct rule in the past, that we didn't have a form of government that functioned in Northern Ireland. It was not the preferred form, but this idea, and I echo what, the comments of my right honourable friend, that direct rule is somehow undesirable or non-democratic, I must disagree. As a Member of Parliament, when I was first elected, it was under direct rule, as my right honourable friend has said. Even since the 1998 agreement, we've had periods of direct rule and government is provided. But at the moment, like all of my right honourable and honourable friends on this side of the House, I'm frustrated because I encounter on a daily basis issues where decisions need to be taken at ministerial level and they are not being taken, and the people I represent are being affected by this, Madam Deputy Speaker. In healthcare provision, in terms of education funding, and a multiplicity of other areas. Justice is another area where appointments need to be made and can't be made, and decisions that are required and can't be taken are impacting on the people that I represent and that my party represents. And I think the Right Honourable Member for North Belfast is absolutely right to point out that there is an impact. You cannot say, as the explanatory memorandum suggests, that there is no discernible impact. There is. That said, I want to thank the Honourable Member for Lewis for her comments, because despite all of this, Northern Ireland is doing well. And I'm tired at times listening to some political commentators who've never done politics but keep talking Northern Ireland down all the time, despite the fact that we have, at the moment, the lowest unemployment we've had for years, that we are still attracting investment, we're still creating jobs, we've got more visitors coming to Northern Ireland than for decades. There's a lot of positivity there, but we need a government. We need a functioning government at Stormont.
Would the Right Honourable Gentleman?
Of course.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I'm very, very grateful indeed to the Right Honourable Gentleman for allowing me to intervene. I'm quite sure the Right Honourable Gentleman will agree with me when I say that at the weekend, as we watched the leaders of the political parties in Northern Ireland, of the Alliance Party, of the DUP, of Sinn Féin, of the parties coming to the Cregan after Lyra McKee's murder, and it was murder, it wasn't an accident, it was murder, that there was an expectation throughout the community that she would not have died in vain, and she cannot be allowed to have died in vain. What the people of Northern Ireland would love to see, speaking as an independent member, but reflecting to the Right Honourable Gentleman and his colleagues, is that there would be a genuine, sincere coming together of the political leaders of all the parties in Northern Ireland to get our Assembly back again. That would be a wonderful, wonderful memorial to Lyra.
Well, Madam Deputy Speaker, I'm absolutely happy to reassure the honourable member for North Down, that if the Secretary of State were to convene the Assembly on Thursday, the day after the funeral of Lyra McKee, that the Democratic Unionist Party, from its leader down, will be there, all our MLAs will be there, and they will be ready to take up office and to get on with the job of providing good government for Northern Ireland. And I say that to the Honourable Lady without any preconditions whatsoever. We are ready to do the job. This party is ready to act. And I long for the day when we see those local ministers back in Stormont again. But it does require leadership. And when I consider the issues that need to be dealt with, they pale into insignificance compared to the issues that we have dealt with in the past. As I have often said, the mountains in front of us are no higher than the mountains we have already climbed in Northern Ireland. And yes, I agree with the Honourable Lady that the best and strongest message we can send to that masked gunman in the Cregan, to those who cheered him on, to those who walked the streets of Dublin in their paramilitary garb, wanting to drag us back to the dark days of the past. The best message we could send them is to get Stormont back up and running. That is absolutely the case, and it's echoed in the Belfast Telegraph editorial this very day. And as the Right Honourable Member, the parliamentary leader of our party, as our party leader said in the Cregan, and as we as a party say in unison on these benches today, we are ready to govern. We are ready to take our place in the Assembly and Executive. We do not want what is being brought before the House this evening. We want to get on with the job and sort out the issues as we provide good government for Northern Ireland. I hope that day will come before we reach the expiry date for this. Let us not operate on the basis that is a target date. Let us operate on the basis that we need government back in Northern Ireland tomorrow. And the sooner we get it, Madam Deputy Speaker, the better for all the people of Northern Ireland. And we renew our commitment to do that.